Swim, Kyle, swim.
Air swimming.
Swim, Kyle, swim. Here we are, Kyle and Troy, here to talk to you a little bit about adaptive sports. And guess what sport it is today, Kyle?
It feels like freestyle swimming.
Freestyle swimming. We're going to give you the stroke, the muscles, generally speaking, the muscles that are being worked. And at the end, we're going to actually literally take you through a full, complete workout that'll get you to be a better freestyle swimmer. So in the freestyle, you have pretty much that whole body working. The upper body, the lower body, well,
Now,
it's not really
of course,
kicking.
we got a little kick, which is a little tough to do when you're laying on the bench. But
That's
there's
right.
a kick going.
We should have had a kiddie pool, and you could have swam in that.
I did 100 laps today.
So we want to show you 100 laps in the kiddie pool.
Yeah.
So we want to show you exercises that are going to work the shoulders, the triceps, the biceps, the lats, the chest, the midsection, and the legs. Even though there's not as much leg in this as
the leg.
Leg in this case, one leg for sure. So that's our whole purpose, is to show you all of these. Well, I'm kind of sort of halfway in the video. So he's wearing down. Kyle is getting tired, so we're gonna move him out of there. I love it. Well done, Kyle. Who's in charge of this camera work?
It's harder to do that on the bench than it is in the lake or the pool.
So you're looking at a complete workout now. We're taking you on to. Oh wait, what got you started? That's a good question.
Well, actually, I swam my entire life even before I lost my leg, not competitively. But then as I was going through physical therapy, I got involved with pool therapy, and I realized with one leg,
I'm never in these videos, Kyle.
That's okay. Now,
Yeah.
He's the most important part of this because he's the
so
trainer.
strong. He takes up the whole photo.
But I got involved with pool therapy and started realizing that not only do you have different devices to work out with in the pool, it doesn't have to be swimming, but once you start swimming in with one leg, you realize, wait a minute, I can do this. And I still remember when I was happy to be able to do 2 laps of a 18-yard pool. So I was happy to do 70 yards. Now I set a goal and I'm training for some different lake swims, and I'm up to swimming between a mile to a mile and a half, 2 or 3 times a week. Takes a while, but it can be done.
Absolutely.
So, and of course, the workouts make the swimming easier. More efficient.
I don't know if swimming is ever easy, but it does make it easier. Now, so what we're going to talk about is a complete workout that's going to make you a better swimmer. No matter if you're a novice and you're just getting involved, or you're an experienced professional swimmer. Maybe you're not a professional, but you know. But if you're like Kyle and you swim all the time and you're a master swimmer, you can still get better by strengthening up the whole body. So we're going to give you a good overall workout here, starting with the legs.
And what are we doing for the legs, Troy?
Squats. Chair sits, really.
Chair sits.
So,
or bench sits.
So this is how Kyle is. He turns his back to you so you can't see
but I
it.
got to hold on to something, otherwise I'm going to
There
be
we go.
falling.
There we
Like
go.
chair sit.
So again, you want to take your time on this. This is not a speed strength workout. We're going for strength. Now we're going to build some cardio by transitioning between the stations at as fast a pace as you safely can do. But legs, we're hitting the entire lower body. We're not going to do a ton of leg stuff in this workout, but we do want to make sure you get some leg work in.
Well, even as an able-bodied swimmer, the majority of your work is upper body, chest, shoulders, back. Legs are involved, but it's even as an able-bodied, it is upper body. So just simple.
So there we go. So that's the chair sit, trying to lightly touch the chair and then bring yourself back up. Now we're going to chest press. You can do it seated or you can do it standing.
And this is where having a trainer helps a lot.
Good. Here, grab here. No. With the thumb.
Yep,
There you
gotcha.
go.
Yep. And as Troy said, you can do this standing or seated. And for me, stability is a key. So I prefer doing it seated.
Absolutely. And it's available to you. Now, the thing on this one, most people take it all the way back because for years, that's how we did it. But what I've found with, you can do that if you want to. The thing is, I've found with people over about 25 to 30 years old,
definitely over
the
25.
further, barely, a year or two over. But if you take that behind the back, there, very hard on the rotator cuff. So I like to have people stop, and some would say it's just too short, but keep the elbow even with the body, and you almost never, ever do we have someone straining that shoulder. Almost every time people go all the way back, their rotator cuff starts hurting them.
It's the same theory on a free weight bench press. That old school, you would take that bar all the way down to the chest and push it back up. But stopping short, first of all, you're continuing to work and you're not resting. And like Troy was saying, that protect the rotator cuff.
Yeah, so you got a safety factor there, and you have better strength development because you're keeping the muscle tense, and that's what you're going for. So that's chest press. We're going to wear Kyle out here. There we go. Then we have to move on to row. So again, this is either, we got to move the bench back.
Again, having a trainer always helps.
Makes it nice and easy.
Especially a trainer that has a lot of knowledge about training able-bodieds or adaptive. And of course, you got to put more weight on it.
There you go, a little bit extra weight. So the key here is to keep that back as straight as you can. We just targeted the chest. Now we're going to use the opposite muscles, the antagonistic muscle, and train that upper back. So the key is as you pull that towards you, you squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then if you bring them down a little bit, together and down, you're going to feel that more in that lat. And actually, teres major will work a lot harder if you pull it down. You'll feel that right up here.
The teres major is one of the muscles at the shoulder blade, which helps. And of course, these can be done standing as well. Although for me, safety, sit down. And it also allows me to focus on just the back muscles, latissimus dorsi and teres major, as opposed to trying to stand up and keep my balance. So,
and of course, the biceps are working. There's a whole bunch of accessory muscle groups, but the focus is absolutely on the upper back, right? The lats.
Yes, sir.
And all those guys. Set that down. Then we're going to move on to a little tricep press down.
Now, on this, of course, you can do it seated, but since I'm holding on to both, this gives me the stability to focus on the triceps.
There he is. Look at those elbows. So the goal here is just to bring it up to a 90-degree angle. You don't have to go all the way up. If you stop, again, you eliminate that rest. As it gets above the 90-degree angle, you get a lot of rest in the...
Yeah, of course I want to rest, but...
Yes, who doesn't love resting?
40 years as a personal trainer.
So you're going here, tricep, back of the arm, doing all the work there. Oh, look at that. Come in from again. I don't even have to be in there.
You can also do alternating.
Oh, yes, look at him go. And again, slow. Take your time. Feel the muscle actually working. So then what we're going to do is we're going to drop, go ahead and set that down.
No, we never drop the weight.
Don't drop the weight.
Don't drop the weight.
Don't drop
set
the weight.
the weight down.
We're going to...
And if you notice that during each repetition, you don't let that weight touch either. So you're always working.
So we're going to bicep curl. Now, you got it?
I got it. Because some videos are supposed to be funny, but me falling...
No, we don't
isn't
want
funny.
Kyle falling.
No. And these can be done standing as well, but Troy's going to make it easy on me, and we're going to do them seated. So
there it is.
And this workout is, if you've noticed, it's majority cable cross. All these exercises can be done using dumbbells, free weight, Nautilus machines, etc. But this workout, we're just happen to be doing it all cable cross. And
yes, but you could use
Tubing as
some
well.
exercise bands. You could absolutely use some dumbbells for all of these. You can use other Nautilus style machines other than just the cable station.
of course, biceps you can also alternate.
There we go.
And it's just continuous range of motion. And of course, Troy, what do you think about that range of motion?
It's good.
Too far, just right?
No, just right. The key is to go as far as you comfortably can without rest. So as long as the muscles remain tight, then that's what you're going for. We're going to move pretty quickly without really any adjustment at all into a shoulder extension. Now you could do this standing up.
And with the shoulder extension, now we're starting getting into the rotator cuff muscles. So, and since almost everything we do as an adaptive athlete, if we have any problem with the lower extremity amputation or spina bifida, everything we're doing is with our upper body. And rotator cuff can get damaged, injured very easily. So we strengthen it to protect it.
There we go. So this is working all of, as he just said, basically. That whole upper back is working, but we're targeting specific rotator cuff muscles. And then what we're going to do is face that way so you can say hello to the people.
Howdy, people. Okay. What are we doing next?
We're going a little external rotation.
External rotation.
Oh, no, you're good. Stay there.
Yeah.
Right there. Pushing
Good.
that up.
I'm not checking weight because this, you don't want a lot of weight.
Nah, tiny little bit of weight. Now, that's definitely one way. We also can throw a little pillow, jacket, rolled up towel, whatever it is, to help hold that elbow in tight to the body.
And then you're isolating just on the rotator cuff.
And the key on this is you don't want that elbow to move all around. You don't want it to come away from the body. You don't want it to go forwards. You don't want it to go backwards. It should just be even with the body. Okay. All right. And of course, you would do both of these. Yeah, this one we'll adjust.
Yeah. But then you can rotate right into internal rotation, which it should be moved out a little further. Because you want to be able to take that out to
a little more range.
Without letting the weight touch or resting. And again, elbow in tight, nice slow range of motion. And you try to find a way,
If you find you're not doing it right, then throw that back in there.
And from what Troy has taught me is that you try to find a weight that you can comfortably go on the bigger muscles, especially 8 to 12 repetitions, nice and slow to fatigue. You want that muscle to be fatigued. Smaller muscles, maybe not so much fatigue. But
well, and on this, you're not trying to strain it like what we normally would be training. And this is a prehab type exercise. So you're not trying to destroy that muscle. You just take it through the motion, make it strong. Then we got to do extension.
Yeah. This is going to be interesting. Let's try those. Since we'll just do it, we can do one arm at a time. We can do them standing. Right?
We can. So there's a million different ways to position yourself on this. And
this is just shoulder extension. Where the other way, with shoulder flexion, we're pulling the weight back towards our body, or our arm back towards our body. Now we're extending it. And again, these can be done standing, seated, laying down, with dumbbells, tubing, or what I call bungees for some reason. But for me, as an amputee, I'm always keeping my balance, so I'm holding on to something. If you're really talented, or if you're wearing your prosthesis, then that just gives you more stability.
Nice. Then you get to lay down, and we're going to everyone's favorite exercise, the abdominal crunch.
These can be done on the floor, but it's a little, we'll just, since we've got the bench here, we'll just do them off the bench.
And again, the most important thing on every single exercise is to keep that muscle as tight as you possibly can through the full range of motion. Now,
and if you're coming down and resting, the muscle's not working.
Yeah, so keep it tight. Do as much range of motion as you can. That's important. It's not that you want to make it a really short repetition. You don't want to just do tiny little bouncing motions, but do the full range.
And one of the keys is don't get the neck going. You know, you try to focus on a point up there on the ceiling, so you keep your head in neutral position, your neck in neutral position, so your neck straight. Or Troy would always talk about imagine a grapefruit under your chin. I always say imagine a picture up there of something that you enjoy, and just focus on that. You know, and then variations, of course.
There we go. Now, the one thing that people always ask me about on any abdominal exercises, what do I do with my arms or my hands? And the answer is whatever you want to do with them. If you rest your head in your hands, like he was demonstrating there, just don't pull on the head. Don't pull the neck up. That's going to strain the back of your neck, and you don't want that. So if you like them coming up and touching the knee, you can do that. If you want to
From the floor
there that way, there's no bad way to put them. One of the hardest ways is to hold them over your head. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
And
Not
keep them,
up,
keep them back there for that lever. And all of a sudden, that adds weight to the exercise and makes it much, much more challenging.
And then
Awesome.
One of the variations I was bringing up is now you go into an alternate crunch to work the obliques. And if you're doing them on a bench, be very, very careful.
Yeah, don't fall off.
Yeah, that would be
Now,
bad.
here's the thing. I have to come on camera for this one. So here's the thing on this. And he's actually doing it right because he knows what he's doing. But many people will go down and rest right on the bench on each one, and then they come up. The other thing that people do is they go too far. So what you want to do is stay very tight, and one of the things to make it harder is to come up as high as you can and don't go down at all. Now just twist side to side and then shorten it up just a little bit. So the twist is only here. It's in this zone here. So shoulder to shoulder, not way over here, way over there. You think you're doing more by going far, but you realize when you stay tight like that, it's going to be much, much harder on the obliques and the abdominals.
And if you think about it, when you're swimming, you are rotating at the abdominals, so working the core for any stroke. You're thinking, oh, all I'm doing is upper body. I only got to do my arms and my chest. No, you got to get the core because you are twisting.
Hey, I just got to say, Kyle was only going to do a couple reps on each one, but I've kept him talking, and he got extra reps. Now, our final exercise of this workout, and literally, if you look at that, you hit all the major muscle groups. The final one is going to be a low back extension. Now, there's a million different ways to do low back extension, just like the abdominal crunches. But this is what we're going to demonstrate here, is just the upper body coming up a little bit. Now, one thing that I always recommend is that you actually reach, instead of trying to bend here, you actually extend yourself forward as you come up. And that puts a lot less stress on the spine, on the spine. Low back the muscles continue to get the work, but the spine itself is much safer.
And I'm cheating a little bit. I'm not pushing with my hands. I'm using this as stability to stay on the bench.
Yeah, we like him to stay on the bench.
And focus just on the lower back.
Although we have it on video, so it might be kind of funny to see him fall off the bench.
Or not.
Let's not do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
And there are variations that, hands out here, hands back here. For me right now, I'm not pushing.
For sure. And you'll see people that will put their hands on the back of their head too. So you could go that way as well.
If you're talented.
Yeah, but again, we're not trying to fall off.
Nope, definitely not falling off.
Not falling off. So that is the complete routine for the freestyle stroke. Now, are there many other ways to design a strength training workout for that? Absolutely. Did we miss cardio? No. In a real workout, we would have taken Kyle to total fatigue on every single station, barring the rotator cuff ones. Total fatigue, and we'd take less than 10 seconds to transition between elevating the aerobic level and remaining in the target zone, so that you would get an aerobic workout even though it's an actual strength training program.
And here's the key. How long does the workout take?
That whole workout should take you about 12 to 15 minutes at most.
And we did, what did we count?
12 stations.
12
yeah.
stations, so about a minute and a half on each. Take the muscles to fatigue, other than the smaller muscles. And trust me, if you've got a trainer like this, or if you've got the internal drive to push yourself and do it on your own, if you're doing it on your own, you're gonna get cardio because you're hopping around or moving around to change the machines. You'll feel it. You will definitely feel the muscles fatigued at the end, and you'll also feel the cardio. Your heart will be up, which helps your swimming. So overall body workout for freestyle: legs, chest, back, shoulders, biceps, triceps, core, abs, and back. And having a trainer with the kind of knowledge that Troy has makes this a lot easier. If you have questions, comments, leave them at the bottom of the video. Subscribe, it's always free. Let us know what you think. Ask questions. How would different ways to do the workout, different strokes, and we'll talk about that in other videos.
Different strokes for different folks.
Different strokes for different folks.
You never know.
Freestyle is a little easy, but you know, you may want to do the backstroke or the breaststroke. Even in the veterans wheelchair games, you can do an individual medley stroke, and IM. You don't do the butterfly like able-bodieds do, but it's breaststroke, backstroke, and freestyle.
You said I am. I thought you meant you were going to do it.
Oh, not today.
Yeah.
Not today.
Not today.
Need more training.
All right. But you know, the best way for these guys to get more information, other than put a comment, ask a question,
Definitely.
is to watch our channel. Because we're going to cover, if we haven't already covered it, we're going to cover it. Yeah. If there's sports that maybe, because Kyle's like a master sports person. He's in a lot of different sports. And you guys know that if you've seen the channel. There's a lot of different sports. But there's always things that we don't all do every sport.
Right.
So we have experts come in those sports, and they'll explain it that way. But the only way we know what to get is if they tell us.
Right, and I have a lot of very knowledgeable teammates for my adaptive sports that we'll be chatting with, and of course not all amputees, so they train differently. They've had more experience, maybe a congenital problem that they were born with, so they have 20, 30 years of working out, doing adaptive sports, and we're going to be talking to them to get more knowledge. But we appreciate your input, your questions. Let us know what you think. Let us know how we're doing. Thank you very much. You guys have a great day.
Do we really care what they think about how we're doing?
I do.
We're still going to run it though.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So, but I can always learn.
Well, we hope
I can always learn from him,
right?
So yeah.
But the other thing that we always say is that if you are training a different way, you found something that works for you. If you're using a different adaptive device to help you in your sport, whatever it is, we're here to learn from you as much as you will learn from us. So we share ideas, and then the other people that are seeing this, watching, we'll do specific videos on things that people talk about, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah. You know, today, freestyle. For some reason, I enjoy doing it. I used to enjoy running. A little difficult to do that now, although some amputees with below or above knee, they can definitely run. Freestyle stroke, talked about the stroke, talked about the muscles involved, went through the workout, covered all those muscles with the knowledge of a great trainer.
Yeah. Well, as I always say, get strong, stay fit, and subscribe, like, share, all of those things.
Appreciate it.
Comment.
I'm good, man. I'm
all
good.
right. See you guys.